What's up, PokeMoshPitbeta? My name is XLegacy, and today I'm bringing you a wonderful OU battle I had against Mulvone19. He's using a mono pink team that makes this a really fun battle, and I'm using a very offensive team. Now, despite him having no OU Pokemon, this is still a really close battle, and it's still really fun as well, so that's exactly why I decided to share it with you guys. And the fact that he has no OU Pokemon plays against me a little bit, because I have no idea what any of these Pokemon are really going to do, so that plays to his advantage and against me, so that definitely makes things more interesting. But looking at my team though, I have a Latios and a Victini. Those are the only two really important Pokemon, as well as my Kyurem Black, of course. But my Latios is Choice Specs, which means it's gonna hit everything on his team really hard, and my Victini is also Scarf, so that means I'm gonna be able to outspeed pretty much everything on his team. So that's really good for me, and everything else is pretty much standard though, so let's get right into this battle. Alright, so first turn, I'm going to lead up with the very obvious thing and go with my Ferrothorn. He leads off with his Mesprit because, you know, I'm pretty sure this thing gets Stealth Rocks as well. So I'm going to go straight for the Stealth Rocks because I know that if he wants to be switching around a lot, it will definitely help me out in the long run. But he decides to switch out into his Wigglytuff. Not really sure why. I guess he doesn't have the Stealth Rocks. And as you saw there, his Mesprit has Frisk, which is a Missav. He told me about that, which is fine. But now he's going to choose to go for the Flamethrower, and I had no idea this thing got Flamethrower, which is why I stayed in. I would have switched into my Keldeo a turn earlier if I had known, but now I switch into my Keldeo, and I'm going to go straight for the Calm Mind, figuring he's going to be scared by the Sacred Sword possibility, but he switches straight into his Slowbro, and I completely forget about this thing because I go straight for the Calm Mind, and I forget that this thing walls my Keldeo set completely because I don't have any, you know, hidden power grass or anything. That doesn't do anything anyways. So now I'm going to be forced to switch out, and I'm going to choose to go into my Kyurem Black, seeing how it scares this thing out the most, and he predicts this really well, surprisingly, and goes for the Toxic. And now my Kyurem Black is poisoned, which means I cannot stay in and, you know, destroy as many things as I would like to. So now he's probably fearing the Fusion Bolt from my big black dragon over here, and he's going to switch out into his Milk Tank, I believe. And I'm going to go straight for the Fusion Bolts either way, because I know it's going to do some massive damage to anything. So that is exactly what's going to end up happening this turn. I'm going to go straight for the Fusion Bolt, and Milk Tank survives it really easily because that was a crit, and it only brought him down to about a quarter health. So Milk Tank is really powerful and bulky and dangerous, but I'm sure we already knew that. Anyway, now I'm going to go straight for the Focus Blast because I am packing it and I am not choiced in any way. And fortunately for me, I do manage to hit the Focus Blast, which is great because this is one gigantic threat out of the way that I do not have to deal with for the rest of the match. So that's wonderful news. So now I'm looking pretty good with my Kyurem Black in here, and he's going to go into his Mr. Mime after these after-turn effects take place. Yeah, he's going to go into his Mr. Mime, and I did not know how fast Mr. Mime was. Mr. Mime actually outspeeds Kyurem Black, and he's able to go for the Focus Blast, manage to hit, and take me out, which is sad because now my Kyurem Black is out of the game. And Kyurem Black was definitely one of my more powerful Pokemon, but I do still have my Victini, which I'm going to switch into right now, and that Mr. Mime was actually Life Orb, which is just insane how powerful Mr. Mime is. But anyway, he switches out. I predict this, of course, and I'm going to go for the U-turn as he switches into his Slowbro, and that is really beneficial for me because I'm now going to be able to get massive damage on that Slowbro as well as Switch Initiative, so that's exactly what's going to happen now. And my Victini is actually Life Orbed. I don't know if I said that or not in the team preview, but now I'm going to go straight into my Latios, which is named Raptor, and something is going to die. It is really that simple. Something is going to have to take a Choice Specs Draco Meteor, and he leaves in his Slowbro, which is great because now this thing will be able to wall any of my other Pokemon, which is wonderful because that gives me more options and moves that I can actually use. So now he's going to go into his Mesprit, and because of his Frisk ability, he's going to reveal my Choice Specs. Not really a problem at all for me because now he's just going to have to play more carefully because now he knows that whenever I switch in my Latios, something is going to die, simply. And here he's going to go for the Shadow Ball on my Latios, but I do switch into my Keldeo here, and he gets a critical hit and special defense drop, which kind of sucks. But here I'm going to play a little bit risky and go straight for the Hydro Pump, but I do miss, unfortunately, and he's going to be able to go for the Shadow Ball and manage to take me out. So that really sucks because that thing would have been at a really low amount of HP. But now I'm going to switch back into my Raptor, go straight for the Draco Meteor. He's going to leave this thing in to die, and that is pretty much the end of that Mesprit there. So now he ends up going into his Mew once the after-turn effects take place. Yeah, he goes into his Mew, and I know that Mew is either going to be Nasty Plot or Swords Dance, and I was pretty much forced to guess which one I thought it would be, and if I did not guess correctly, I probably would have gotten swept with the Mew there, but fortunately for me, it turns out to be Swords Dance. I go into my Landorus, get the Intimidate, because I really don't want this thing at +2, and yeah, now it's at +1, which is great, because now I'm going to be able to take a Zen Headbutt much more easily than I would have, so that is definitely good news for me. And I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake though, because I know that this Mew won't appreciate taking it, and it does not take it well at all. Probably not as well as he thought he would have, but now I'm going to switch out into my Latios, fearing the Sucker Punch or the Psychic, and he does end up going for the Sucker Punch, I believe. Yes, he does. So that's really good for me because the Mew pretty much wasted a turn there, and now I'm actually going to switch back into my Landorus to get another Intimidate drop, as he does end up going for another Sucker Punch, which is wonderful news because this Mew is unboosted and not really as scary as it was before. So now I know I can probably live a Sucker Punch, so I'm going to go straight for an Earthquake, as he does end up switching into his Wigglytuff, I believe. And this Wigglytuff does not take this Earthquake really well at all. Nothing really takes an Earthquake well from Landorus is one thing I've definitely noticed. But his Frisk does reveal that I am Expert Belted, which is not a problem at all because at this point it really doesn't matter. And I'm just going to go for 2 Earthquakes because I know Landorus outspeeds Wigglytuff easily because Wigglytuff is slow as dirt. And yeah, now he's going to go back into his Mr. Mime. And I'm actually going to end up switching out here because I know that if this thing outspeeds Kyurem Black, it's definitely going to outspeed Landorus Therian. I'm going to go back into my Raptor because I know I pretty much walled his entire set, unless he has the Ice Beam. But if he did have it, he definitely should have used it that turn, which means he does not have it. But now I'm going to go straight for the Draco Meteor. I do miss, unfortunately, and he goes for the Psychic, which is fine because he just loses some more Life Orb damage. And now I'm going to go straight for the Draco again. And fortunately I do hit, and that's easily going to take out that Mr. Mime from that range of HP. And now it all comes down to his last Pokemon, which is the Mew. He's going to send that out, and I'm not even going to bother switching here because I know that a Choice Specs Draco Meteor, even at -2, will easily knock out that Mew from that range of HP. And that is exactly what happens, ladies and gentlemen. That was a really fun game. I really enjoyed playing it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. And thank you guys for watching, though. And thank you, Mulvone19, for that battle. Please go check out his channel. Links should be in the description below. And my link will be in the description below, too, if you want to see more of my content. But thank you all for watching today. Please leave any constructive criticism you may have in the comment section below. And that will be it from me. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.